Good Thursday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. As always, I am your host, Casey Halpern, and I am thrilled to be joined by my friend, my colleague, Ryan Bornman. Ryan, how are we?
So Casey, we're doing good. It's we got a little nor'easter rolling through over here, so the weather's a little gloomy, but we're here. Good. It's a good betting weather. Good betting and watching TV weather.
Gloomy is an understatement. I actually had an engagement party last night, and I went home at 6:30 a.m. from my pal's place. And I didn't know it was supposed to rain, so I got absolutely poured on to start my day. It was nice, but hey, we're here. We're ready to attack the board. We're ready to make some money. It's crazy to me that it's already Halloween tomorrow, and we're at the halfway mark of the football season. I can't believe it's going to be November by the time Sunday rolls around, but yeah, I'm ready to dive in. I don't love the board this week. I'm just going to get out ahead of that right now.
Interesting, because I kind of do.
But we'll get to that in a moment. But I hear there's some pretty big surprises that you've been telling some folks about some
Uh,
things we've added.
yeah, we've got a lot of good things going on over here at a Profit Duel, and we had two big announcements yesterday. So I think we can go ahead and dive into what those were and pop some stuff up on the screen here.
Okay, well, as Ryan alluded to, we have added an odd screen to the ProfitDuel suite of tools. I do want to clarify this is a beta version, right? So right now we are only supporting spreads, money lines, and totals of the four major sport leagues. But obviously, just like any odd screener you see on any other sites, we find, we sort, and organize all the best odds across all of the sports books. So I encourage everyone to go check this out. It's under tools and you'll see it odd screener beta. Again, I just want to stress this is a beta version. We are working out the kinks. So if you are using ProfitDuel and you are using the odd screen and you want to give us some great feedback, please let us know. Be as candid as possible. We're really excited about this, and we're super excited to add way more markets honestly in probably like a week or so. So excited about that, and we're super excited to debut it and use it right now for this weekend's slate of games.
Yeah. I mean, and to piggyback off Casey, like any feedback that anyone in the audience has and can go on and use it. If you have friends who like the sports bet, or friends who use this, or family, or whatever it might be, if you know anyone that could hop on and test it and give us some feedback, that we're welcoming it all, because we want to make this as good as we possibly can. And like you said, we're starting out on a beta version with just spreads, money lines, and totals, but we're going to expand the offering as time goes here. So it's something we're super excited about and really excited to debut. And this is the first week that we get to sort of attack the board, sharing it with you guys live, and looking at the lines and the spreads.
Yep, and just to piggyback off that, we do have alts as well. That's why you see so many lines here. But surprisingly to absolutely no one, ProfitX has the best odds on tonight's matchup for the main line spread. You could get -101 on the Baltimore Ravens at -7.5, or you could get even money on the Miami Dolphins at +7.5. So, what do you like in this one, Ryan?
In this one, I think I'm staying away directly from like the spread in the game. I Lamar's back. We talked about this last week about Lamar being worth a lot of points in football, and he was supposed to play last week, ended up not playing. There's a whole fiasco where they claimed he had a full practice on last Friday, and he actually had a limited practice and then sat out. So that changed some things. They ended up still beating the Bears. But he should come back tonight, and the Ravens hopefully will be back to normal with their offense if he's fully unleashed. And the Dolphins defense has not been good. Their run defense has been pretty abysmal, even though they held Bijan Robinson in check. So I would like to think that this is a big ground game for the Ravens, and I don't want to say they ease Lamar back into things, but I don't. One of the props that I'm looking at is Lamar's under on his rushing. He's got that hamstring. I think they might let him sit back and pass and kind of feed their running backs to go against the Dolphins tonight. So I think it's at 36 and a half right now on DraftKings, and it's at 33 and a half on FanDuel. So a bit of a disagreement there. I think I'm going to take it, for at least for me tonight, I'm going to take a stab at Lamar's under it, and I'm probably going to take some overs on the running backs for the Ravens and try to see if they can let them, run wild and get going again. They kind of ran wild against the Bears last week too, so sticking with that kind of formula with Lamar back.
I don't disagree. The Dolphins defense, especially the run defense, is atrocious. Their secondary is also not great, and they just lost another cornerback in Storm Duck to the injured reserve. They're absolutely decimated. But obviously, as you said, Lamar's missed the last month. I will say it is a homecoming for Lamar, Zay Flowers, two South Florida guys. So expect those two guys to show out quite a bit here. Zay Flowers has a median receiving yardage of 74 yards with Lamar starting this year. When he's not starting, obviously that dips a bit. I actually did play some Zay Flowers over 67.5 receiving yards. In addition to that, I played some Isaiah Likely over 20.5 receiving yards. I took Likely on ProfitX. I took Zay Flowers on FanDuel. I believe both of those numbers are still up there. But I'm not going to play a side in tonight's game. I took those two props, and I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of money on Keaton Mitchell, anytime touchdown, because I saw a tremendous number on ProfitX before. I believe it was, let me just quickly pull it up right now. I believe it was like plus 820 I got earlier. Obviously, Keaton Mitchell is if the folks at home are watching this and have no idea who he is, I'm not surprised. He is the Ravens' backup running back, lightning quick. Hasn't gotten a lot of touches this season, but I'm going to take my chances here. I got plus 810. So just a little pizza money on Keaton Mitchell to score tonight. But we'll see what happens. I just hope for a good game. It's my first time in a while just sitting on the couch and just relaxing. It's been quite hectic a few weeks and months here, so in the Halpern household.
I think I have a couple. It's funny, Casey. I think I have a couple points on top of it. I actually was going to give away Keaton Mitchell over 13.5 rushing yards today too. So I'm kind of on the same thing, and I was going to sprinkle his anytime touchdown score as well. So I'm kind of on that same boat. Like I said, I think the running backs, I think they're going to rely on the run heavy tonight and get their guys going. So I'm kind of on board with you. And to that same token, I think also just today, like you're talking a lot about ProfitX, they changed their commission structure on player props now from 1% commission to down to 0% commission. So these odds that you see on the screen right now are the odds that you're going to get. Well, sorry, it's for player props. We don't have player props on, but on any odd screen moving forward.
We will have player props on, but just not yet.
We don't have them yet, but that's big news for anyone who has ProfitX. You're getting better odds, and now there's zero commission on top of it. So you're really, really 100% locking in the best odds at the best price on the exchanges, and the exchange prediction markets kind of keep pushing the boundaries, and you can see just on the odd screens that being very prevalent right here with their best number being posted or being shown for most of the markets that are here.
And we will be, I just want to caveat, we will be adding more sports books and exchanges and prediction markets in the near future. So bear with us as we get those onboarded. But again, this is just an MVP version. Highly encourage everyone to check it out. Go see where the best odds are and get yourself the best numbers. We also have deep linking, so you could click on any of these odds and it will bring the bet right up on that sports book. So check it out. It all comes with your ProfitDuel subscription. Highly, highly recommend. Before we move on and talk some actual games, Ryan, any good boost out there for the folks at home for tonight? Let's see.
Casey, honestly, a lot of the boosts that tonight have switched to parlays, unfortunately. We have the touchdown jackpot one we like to play every single week, so that's one we can definitely take advantage of.
Yep.
But I unfortunately don't have a straight profit boost. Let me do a quick check if the FanDuel one is.
I have a FanDuel one. I have a 30% boost, and it looks like I have $100 max. So I'm just going to go over here.
Sorry, I missed that. I'm in the same boat.
So I have a 30% max. I have a 30% boost with a $100 max wager on FanDuel for tonight's game. And it looks like the best way to use it, I'm going to obviously use, you know what, I can't use this one because not everyone has access to Betly. So let's see where. Okay. So the best way to use tonight's FanDuel boost, 30% boost, $100 max wager on FanDuel for tonight's Dolphins Ravens game. The best way to use it, if you are in a state with no VIG, I highly recommend you use it on anytime touchdown for Ollie Gordon. Place the FanDuel boost on Ollie Gordon to score. Take him not to score on no VIG, and boom, walk away with an easy $17. Buy yourself a few drinks this weekend by just using the money ProfitDuel helped you make. It's pretty simple. We're in the business of helping folks finding profitable opportunities, and that's what we're going to continue to do. Hopefully, the odds screen will help facilitate that as well in the near future. And that will bring me to Ryan. What is your best chalk play for Week 9?
Casey, I'm gonna. Are you pulling down? You pulled down the odds screener.
I meant to change that. Hold on.
No, you're good. I was gonna say we can just look for the best number live right now. While we're doing it.
I always forget that I'm also the one controlling this as we go. So give me a sec. All right.
So my chalk play this week, I'm actually going to take the Bears
Really?
against the yes.
I could obviously go to full screen. I actually don't mind that.
I was about to say you should be the Bears against the Bengals. So
Right.
it's two. Look at it. You can scroll down a little bit. Yeah, you can see it's 2.5 or 3 most places. Looks like ProfitX is the best odds on 3. I'm going to take the Bears at this point right now. Right now, Joe Flacco is a 50-50 shot to play, I think, Sunday. The Bears kind of underwhelmed last week. Caleb Williams, it kind of hasn't been great. They need to get it together. I mean, the Bears also have most of their offense of weapons questionable, I think, for Sunday. So that both teams are a little bit iffy. But if Joe Flacco doesn't go or is banged up, the Bengals offense looks completely different than when Joe Flacco is in there. It's not going to be a 28 Jamar Chase target game. So I like, with a banged up Joe Flacco on Sunday and Jake Browning potentially entering the game in this one, the Bears to get back rolling and cover against the Bengals. The Bengals overall are a bad football team, but their offense is a lot better when Joe Flacco is throwing it 100 times their best player. So I'm gonna go ahead and fade the Bengals on this one.
Yeah, I don't hate it, especially if there's no Flacco. The Bengals stink, as you all know. They lost to the lowly Jets by one last week. Shout out to Aaron Glenn. He actually coached a pretty good game and was very sharp in it. But yeah, as you said, no Joe Flacco would be a bit of an issue for the Bengals. Jake Browning stinks. With Joe Flacco at the helm, I'd be a lot more scared, but I kind of still like the Bears. I think they are a better team, even though they just got smacked by the Ravens. Jamar Chase is averaging 21 targets with Joe Flacco as his quarterback, so they're just force-feeding him the football. But look, at the end of the day, Zach Taylor stinks. The Bengals' defense is atrocious. I don't mind this play, so I won't be joining you, but I don't hate it at all.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping for my own sake. I've been a Caleb Williams backer for the whole season, and looks great to start out the season, but he's really fallen off. So for my own take and my fantasy team and my own sake, I'm hoping that he has a get right game on Sunday against this defense.
Yeah,
I know it's a tough one.
He's kind of an enigma. It's very difficult to figure out if he's good or not, because he does have some wow plays, but if you really look under the hood, it's not great. But look, the NFC has dominated the AFC all season in matchups. Mm-hmm. So maybe we see another instance on Sunday where that happens again. So keep an eye out on that injury report, see who's starting for the Bengals. For myself, I don't love the. Oh, I realized I didn't. Fuck. Excuse my language.
Say it again.
I realize I keep removing this.
Yeah, it's new. We might as well have it up. We might as well show it the whole time.
Yeah,
You can search for the games in the top right too for the people in the audience too. That'll pop up. Search. We have the games, so you can take a peek at everything however you want it to. We have a lot of customizable features there too, so that's a big piece.
Yep. And I am taking the Kansas City Chiefs money line as my chalk play of the week. I know Kansas City has struggled against Buffalo in the regular season matchups recently, but Kansas City, in my opinion, is just a way better football team. I know Buffalo just won 40-9. I gave them out last week against the Panthers, so I hope everyone cashed with me. But I really just don't buy into the Bills' defense being any good. And now they're going to be without arguably their best player in Ed Oliver, who just had to go on IR. And look, after a slow start to the season, Kansas City's kind of been rolling a bit here. They're starting to look like their old selves with Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice back. Buffalo is very vulnerable in the middle of the field, and that's where the Chiefs, with Worthy, Rice, and Travis Kelce, like to feast. To make matters worse, Buffalo is also horrible against the run, ranking 31st in the NFL, and now will be without their best defensive tackle. So I'm going to take my chances here with Ferrari, Pat, and the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs money line at -124 at ProfitX. I believe that's the best number right now in the United States. Yes, that is correct. So give me the Chiefs money line at -124 at ProfitX.
You don't have to talk me into backing Mahomes and fading the Bills. So I'm on board with this as well. Chiefs have looked great again. Obviously Pacheco went down with an injury, but Kareem Hunt stepped up. It looks like Rashard Smith's going to get some more opportunity in the backfield. Maybe, who knows? Maybe Breece Hall's a Chief by the end of next week, and that really is a big pickup to their run game.
You never know. And fascinating enough, it's crazy that Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are 1-4 against the spread versus Josh Allen and the Bills in the regular season. And then when the postseason comes along, they are a perfect 4-0. I found that just pretty funny.
Yeah, that's just kind of the story of the two of them. Their two teams, right? Like the Bills have a great regular seasons and just can't seem to get past Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs. So that seems to check.
But hopefully we get some good games on Sunday, because this past Sunday was absolutely atrocious, like awful. There are 5 games this week with totals over 50 as well, so maybe we see some high scoring affairs too.
Yeah, no, I would love that with some points.
We like points here. All right, who's your underdog of the week? Don't have to win, but who you taking the cover? Which bark and dog?
For me, it's going to be actually the Atlanta Falcons. I think you can get them at 5.5 or 4.5. Some places, I think it opened 6.5. The Patriots have looked great. They're rightfully first in the AFC East. The Falcons are probably one of the weirdest teams in the NFL. They got smoked by the Panthers. They beat the Bills. Then Penix and London are out. They lose again. Like, I don't really know what to make of this team. I just think, if Penix and London are out there, it should be closer game than anticipated. Obviously Kirk Cousins looked like a shell of himself last week. So I haven't read the full injury report, but if Penix can't go, this is going to be tough. But if Penix and London are out there on Sunday, I'd like them to cover this 5.5 spread against the Patriots.
Yeah. Look, well, you're stealing my thunder here, but you could get right now plus 5.5. Best odds are a profit. Shocking to no one. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oopsies. Okay, well, we all saw the odds. Let me just continue. But I like the Falcons myself. I actually took them at +6 earlier in the week. Yeah, I know they just laid another egg against one of the worst teams in the league. I should caveat they were missing Penix and Drake London, as you alluded to. They did get thumped 34-10, but are now going on the road to face the 6-2 Patriots. I think that number's a bit inflated on their record because I know Drake May is a stud and the Pats are cooking, yes, but they also haven't played any formidable opponents outside of the Bills this season. It's been incredibly easy sledding for New England, and I still think Atlanta is decent. They're kind of Jekyll and Hyde, but very quietly, they have a very stout defense. I know they just gave up 34 points to the Dolphins. I know. But their offense did themselves no favors in that one. Falcons defense ranks second in the NFL in explosive pass percentage allowed. That's where the Pats thrive. They love to generate explosives through the air. Drake May is the best deep ball thrower in the NFL. So maybe former Jets interim coach Jeff Ulbrich can really dial things up for the Falcons, and maybe we cover the number on Sunday. I think that number is just way too big, especially if Penix and London play. But if they don't play, then I'm gonna try and get out of this. I don't know
Yeah, I mean,
how.
we need them in there. Yeah, I don't know how either, but we're gonna need them in there, I think, for that game Sunday. They're just they're a super weird team to project this year, just on how they've played very up and down. They've looked great at times, and then when Bijan runs wild and the offense is cooking, they look great. But then the next game they'll look terrible. I don't know. It's a very hard team to project.
It is a very hard team to project. As I said, they are a very Jekyll and Hyde. It's like 1 week they look great. It was like when they played the Bills on Monday Night Football, I think 2 weeks ago. They looked great. They looked like a really tough out in the NFC. I believe John Gruden actually called them elite, which was, I thought, a step too far, but see what happens. But I don't mind the Falcons +6 here. Since you are on them and you gave them out, in good faith, I cannot also just give them out as my underdog of the week. So I'm going to go back to the board. It would be helpful if I presented the board. Hold on.
Okay.
I'll go back
from the board.
Underdog of the week. Let's see.
If you don't have one, I have another one that I like. Then you can take the Falcons pick.
No, it's okay. I think I know who I like. I just need to like.
You still there, Casey? I think you froze on us, or maybe I froze. All right, I think Casey froze on us. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me in the crowd? Let's see. Okay, yeah, I think it's just me now. All right, so I don't know what happened to Casey, but I'm gonna pop open the board now, and I'm gonna share my screen with everyone. I want to, let's see, give me 1 second, the odds screener. Okay, I just wanted to go through. I'm just going to give you guys a little breakdown of the new features that we had. We'll start actually quickly here in our tools in the Dutch Matcher and the Boost Matcher. One of the announcements I made, we actually added a couple new markets for the NHL. I know there's no promos going on at the current moment with the NHL, but we added, you can see right here in the thing, we added player points. So points in NHL hockey, we added anytime goal scorer, and we added first goal scorer. So you can see that here, goal scorer anytime. There's nothing available on the boost matcher at the current moment. First, there's not going to be a whole lot available there, but the markets are up. We added player points. Looks like there's some opportunities there in the boost matcher, but these markets are all up. So please go ahead and test them and check them out when we have boosts going on. And let us know. I mean, they're new markets they were put on site yesterday. So if you notice any problems, let us know. It was a full release, but we're super excited to continue to expand our market offering. Casey, are you back?
I'm back. I don't know what the
I
hell
can't.
just happened there.
I think that's the first time you had technical difficulties. Usually it's me, but hey,
I,
happens.
it just froze. I have no idea. But yeah, give me the Steelers +3.
I think we missed it. I don't know where you froze. We were talking about it. I got my screen shared now. I was just telling the crowd about the new markets for the NHL. I know we don't have a boost available right now, but just sharing that update that we made.
Yeah, we got some exciting stuff coming down the pipe here. As Ryan said, but don't worry. Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers. We don't have to go back to it for the sake of time. We actually got a question. What's your guys' unpopular prediction this week? I got a good one.
Go ahead.
For the New York Jets to win because they are on a bye, so they cannot lose. That is my unpopular prediction. How about you, Ryan?
Give me a sec. I got to think about my unpopular prediction. I think my unpopular prediction is actually going to be this would be my other dog. Um, I think that this Green Bay Packers Carolina Panthers game is going to be a lot closer than we think. The Packers looked good last week. Um, but I think this is going to be a close game. So one of the things you can do on the new odds screen, I just want to showcase the tools a little bit. You can click here. These are the two main lines for the game, and you can click here and look at the alts. So if I wanted to, make a play on my unpopular prediction, our screen will show all the different odds and opportunities that are available. So say I wanted to do, let's scroll all the way down. I think it's the Panthers cover 3.5 instead of 13.5. I can see that Fanatics will have the best line at the Panthers at that number. So just one of the things to showcase about the odd screen tool as well, that I have here that I want to highlight. So click that alts button. You'll pop open all the different alts for the tool. But yeah, I think that's my unpopular take is I think this is going to be a closer game than they think, and I'm hoping for the sake of my fantasy team and my dynasty team that the Panthers move on from Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle gets to continue to run wild. But who knows? They've been weird because they paid Chuba and they only have Rico on that 1 year deal. So I'm not 100% sure there, but I'd love it.
Yeah, it seems like they're just steadfast on trying to prove out that the extension they gave to Chuba Hubbard was warranted. They should probably adjust their priors because it's very clear Rico Dowdle is a much better running back for them. Like the proof is in the pudding, but that's not my problem. That is a Dave Canales problem in the Carolina Panthers. All right, so you like what is it? Is it the Red Rifle this week? Is Bryce back? I don't even know who's playing.
They actually just signed Mike White to their active roster because I think Andy Dalton also has a has a slight injury
Wow.
designation at the current moment. So I don't think we know who we're going to get. I believe Bryce Young was warming up and practicing today. I don't know what that looks like, but we asked for an unpopular opinion, so that's what I'm going to ride with. That it's a closer game. So I didn't have one off the top of my head there, but I actually liked that was going to be my other dog was the Panthers to cover. So figure I'll just ride that up to that it's a closer game than what people are thinking. I don't think they get that. I don't think they get the outright win, but I could see it being within a touchdown as opposed to a 2 touchdown game here.
I don't hate it. Odd screener looks awesome. Thank you, HGH_1998. Shout out to you, whoever you are.
Yeah, I'll just highlight one more thing too. We have this little sportsbook filter as well. So you can, if you don't have access to all these different sportsbooks, you can come in and you can just pick the sportsbooks that you have access to. So say we just have access to Ballybet and Bet365, boom, you can just pop open Ballybet and Bet365. And I know that's helpful for state by state basis, people who are limited on certain books, who have only access to certain books. You can come in and just honestly pick whatever works for you and look for the best odds on there and what to play. So just another feature that we've added in that I think is really cool and a super helpful tool. So we're excited. We're obviously super excited about this and super excited to continue to develop tools to help you guys make money.
Yep, a lot of good stuff coming on the road, as we've been saying. This is the start of it. Again, this is just a beta version. So go on, test it, break it down for us. Let us know where the bugs lie so we could squish them. And We're looking forward to adding more markets, more sports, and even more tools to the website. Before we go, Ryan, what's your best bet of the weekend?
My best bet of the weekend. My best bet of the weekend, I think it's going to be tonight. I'm going to take this was originally not a play for me. Someone alerted me on this, but I'm going to take the Dolphins team total under 20 and a half. Um,
Really?
that's my best bet. Yeah, that's my best bet of the
The
weekend.
Ravens defense is pretty stinky, my friend.
I know. I think it's going to be like we talked about, though. I think it's going to be a run heavy offense from the Ravens that takes a lot of clock, which is not going to leave the Dolphins with too many opportunities to score. So I'm gonna have the Dolphins team total under 20 and a half tonight as my best bet for the weekend.
Okay. Okay. Whew. My best bet was also going to be in tonight's game, but that's no fun if we go back to it. I'm trying to think here.
Really screwing you over today on these.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll pivot. We're gonna let's see. What do I like? What do I like? I'm just looking at the board quickly. I think I want to caveat if only if Joe Flacco plays, I want the Bears Bengals over 51 and a half. The reason being, both defenses absolutely stink. Like they're both ranked in the bottom half of the NFL and close to every single category. If Joe's out there slinging it around, just force feeding Jamar Chase, like I don't see how this does not go over the total. The Bears offense has proven to be pretty good, especially when they play inferior opponents and horrible defenses. Just look what Caleb Williams on that offense did in week 3 against the Cowboys. So I would expect a similar output by the Bears offense in this one. Bears defense stinks, so I expect the Bengals offense to honestly operate in a pretty smooth way. Again, if Joe Flacco plays, I'm only taking this, but if he does play, I do not see how this game does not go over the number of 51 and a half. I would be very surprised.
I wonder if he gets ruled in if it moves a little bit as well too, because obviously it's pricing in currently the potential that he does not play. So
honestly, I don't hate it even with Jake Browning. So
yeah, the Bears could run it up there too.
Yeah, it's just like the Bengals rank 31st in success rate against the pass. Chicago ranks 30th in success rate this season and is dead last against the pass. So both these teams are able to generate explosive plays as you've seen in the past few weeks. I think Ben Johnson is obviously a really good offensive mind. I think Zach Taylor stinks, but I still think that the Bengals offense can operate despite him. I could come up with even more stats and reasonings why I like this, but it's purely just both defenses are absolutely hot garbage, and these are competent offenses when push comes to shove. So the Bengals the Bengals just gave up 39 points to the New York Jets, a team that had negative 10 passing yards 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 500 yards total offense. That even against incompetent offenses, seems the Bengals seem to give up points. So
it's really crazy, and coincidentally enough, it's really crazy that the Bengals have now given up 500 plus yards of offense to the New York Jets twice in the last 5 years. Like that's the only team the Jets have generated 500 plus yards against. And
that's crazy.
But any parting thoughts before we head out?
No, I mean, hopefully this is a good week of games. I'm excited. We should have some close ones, some better football this Sunday, and it looks like we're going to have a storm here for the most part all weekend. So it'll be a good time to be inside and watch football. Like I said, hop on ProfitDuel, make some money, and sit and watch and enjoy. So if you're on the East Coast, that's the East Coast area, tri-state area, we got a storm brewing. So hopefully it's good football watching weather.
Agreed. Hopefully we get some good games. Good luck to all the marathon runners running the NYC Marathon on Sunday. We did. I wanted to touch on this earlier, but I know my thing here short circuited. But you think the rubber meets the road here with some underdogs covering? Favorites have been dominating all season, and especially the past few weeks. Favorites were 11-2 against the spread, and through the first 8 weeks, favorites have their highest win percentage since 2013 at 69%. Nice. And it's also the most profitable start for favorites through 8 weeks since 2009. So I'm keen to see if underdogs can pick up the slack here a bit this weekend moving forward. I do think there is a massive difference in a lot of these teams talent-wise, especially at the quarterback position, which is a big reason why I think these numbers are a bit inflated. It's a quarterback-driven league, so that should not be a surprise to anyone. But I just think the talent gap with a lot of these guys right now is bigger than ever. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Hopefully we get some big underdog covers, and we have some more big spreads again. We had two 13, 14-point spreads again this week with the Packers game and the Rams game. So it's crazy.
It's really crazy, and I can't believe there's actually 5 games with a total over 50, which is I feel like that's I haven't looked into it, but I feel like that's got to be the first time in a long time, or maybe ever. Probably not ever, but I don't remember a weekend where so many totals were this high.
I mean, it goes into the same thing we talked about a couple weeks ago when we started out with passing yards being down and everything. The drives are starting at like the 35, 40-yard line most of the time. So you got to move the ball 30 yards to get 3 points on the board, basically. So I think that's definitely playing into, some of these totals. It's tough for these defenses to keep teams out of scoring range. You got to play pretty much stellar defense to 3 and outs or get some big turnovers or sacks to even keep them out of scoring range just right when they get the ball.
It's crazy. One last note: if you haven't seen Cam Ward's reaction to Mike McCoy punting on, I believe it was like 4th and short last Sunday against the Colts, I highly recommend you do. It is great entertainment. I really feel bad for Cam Ward and the rest of the Titans because they are just a dumpster fire. Amazingly enough, they're not even getting double-digit points against the Chargers, which is pretty crazy, considering the Titans are this bad. And it's been like this for quite a bit since they got rid of Mike Vrabel. The Titans are 5-24-1 against the spread in their last 30 games. 5-24-1. That is horrible.
Yeah,
I am a schmuck for taking the Titans over regular season win total. I thought Cam Ward would be good enough to kind of get them out of the cellar, but I was proven to be wrong because they had one of the worst coaches in modern NFL history in Brian Callahan, who has since been fired, and their team is just not improving it in the slightest bit. But I'm a schmuck. What could I say?
They have a couple young talented, like the rookies on their offense, so maybe they put it together in a couple of years. Maybe they have the right coaching hires to come around at Cam Ward. But it's been a dumpster fire.
We'll see
They
what
got a
happens.
lot of work to do.
You think the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series? They're up 3-2 going home.
Yeah. I mean, they looked good. They've looked good. I think they're gonna they got to close it out at home, right? Like,
it would be crazy if they didn't. The Dodgers seemingly cannot hit the ball. Their offense is just stagnant. And if Ohtani didn't go absolutely berserk in one game, the series would probably be over right now. So
yeah, it's been Ohtani versus the Jays right now. The rest of the Dodgers are not. Their big name guys are not living up to what they should be right now. I think I saw the stat yesterday. It's like Ohtani's OPS is like 1182 or something in the World Series, and the rest of the team combined is like 620 or something like absurd.
Yep. Mookie Betts said he's been stinking. He ain't wrong.
Yes.
I just can't believe the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series, especially like with the roster they have. It's crazy to me. But hey, hats off to them. Hats off to their hitting coach. We touched on him a few weeks ago, but that guy has completely transformed the team. All right. That's Ryan. I'm Casey. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Good luck to the NYC Marathon runners. Everyone stay dry, and we'll chat soon. And check out the odds screener. Tell us what you think,
Yes, please.
how we can make it better.